So I'll bring you over to my computer and show you kind of how I came up with the $8 price tag that I sell them at. So that puts our total for the week at... Howdy, good morning, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ryan, and I'm going to take you through another week in my small little print farm. It's Monday morning, and what we have printing so far is on my A1 Mini. We have a mystery egg that looks like it's about to be finished. Oh yeah, pretty much now. Trying to rebuild my stock because of the children's market that we did last weekend. We pretty much sold out of our mystery eggs. I normally keep around 10 mystery eggs at a time. But I think I'm going to try to get my stock up to about 25. With the fall season approaching, we're going to be doing a lot more festivals, so they'll be selling out a bit more. So yeah, that's going to be the plan, at least for the A1 Mini. I'm going to be dedicating that to doing mystery eggs for now. Over on the A1, we have some small dragons, just printing a batch of 4 of them in the burnt titanium with some red eyes. Those should be done in about 4 hours, just rebuilding my stock. At the last children's market, really the past few markets, I've been selling out of the small dragons and selling out of the mystery eggs. That's been the 2 big ones. So one question I do have, I'm not sure what sizes other individuals sell them at least for the Cinderwing dragons. I normally classify my dragons as a small, medium, and large. The large being 100% size. The medium I do at about an 80% size. And then the small I do it at 60% size. I'm curious what sizes you guys sell them at the markets. And, you know, what prices, if anyone's willing to give me that feedback. For me, the small ones, they're really cheap and easy to make, so I just do them for 10 bucks. Mediums I do 15, and the large I do 25. But the smalls I always sell out of, so I may end up raising that price a little bit, which I'd love to get feedback. On the P1S, I have a small axolotl dragon, or medium axolotl dragon that I'm printing right now. No, that would be a small size actually. And over here, I have some orcas and some zebras currently printing. Just rebuilding some stock. If we go back over to my display, you'll see that the zebras, we're getting a little bare. My goal for the next couple weeks is to have all of these be all the way up to the top, and then I can store them because they will store on top of each other. That way I can store them in these containers and always just take this to the markets. So the goal is to have them all full, and then I'll also have a bin like these full as well. That way I know I've always got an entire bin. That way if I do 2 back-to-back festivals like I'm going to be doing in October, I'll have plenty of stock. So as for what I need to really print first, I have some flamingos. I'm printing the zebras now and the orcas. Do a few of these raptors that I need to do, but the raptors actually don't sell as much as some of the other dinos. So we'll see there. Oh, and some T-Rexes. I know I'm getting lower on the T-Rexes. That's going to be my immediate thoughts for what I'm going to be doing. Past that, these little cubed frogs actually sold. We sold all of them but one, which I only had 5, but that was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm just going to kind of keep about 5 in stock at all times there. And yeah, I know it's really a mess, but this is just my way of seeing what all I need to make before I start putting things back on this shelving system. So I'll probably start working on that tonight just to get it all kind of organized, what all we need to print and whatnot. As for these items right here, these are some new stuff that I found that is non-licensed, because I don't sell anything that's licensed unless I pay for a commercial license, that I found on Maker World. It's kind of like a pencil holder, a painting paintbrush holder, colored pencil holder, and a marker holder. My other marker holder that I have for the Posca markers sells pretty good. And I wanted to go ahead and just update my Etsy inventory. I've been kind of removing a few items that don't sell good, but I haven't added any back. So I want to look at finding, within the next couple weeks, about another 20 items to get my Etsy shop back up. I say Etsy, but it's also my Shopify site up as well. Kind of get that up to 20 items. Gonna focus more on utility for the online store. For in markets, this stuff sells really good. That stuff doesn't sell as good, at least from my experience. But online, this stuff I sell less, and this is more my bread and butter. That's kind of how I've experienced it. That's not always the case. The cat dragons I sell pretty good online. The cows I sell decent online, and the Bigfoots I sell decent online, and a few others. But that's kind of my plan. It's kind of what I'm looking to get this week. I do have the farmers market that I'll be doing at the end of this week, and so I'll be getting myself ready. But for the most part, my inventory is still pretty good from having stocked up the way I have. But yeah, that's the plan going forward, and I'll touch base with you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Let's go ahead and see what finished printing. Alright, so over on my A1 Mini, I have some small dragons. These are some of the small baby dragons. I've got the Storm Dragon and the Solar Dragon. Printed those overnight just to refill my stock. Over on the A1, I have for an order a batch of the Bigfoots. They requested it to be in the wood color filament. However, I may have to end up remaking it because, let's see if you can see it. I'll have to show you after. Okay, yeah, you can see it a little bit. The beige for the face I ran out of. And I thought the replacement that I put in there was similar, and apparently it wasn't. So I'm going to reprint it. I'll sell it still. I'll sell it at a discount. But I got to reprint these ones for them. I may end up breaking my normal rules and just printing the two individually versus doing a batch just to go ahead and get it out. But yeah, that's where we're at. As for my P1Ss, I've got a batch of the flamingos to refill stock, and a batch of dolphins and octopuses. I decided I'd do a different color for those ones. So that will fill up my flamingos, that will fill up my dolphins and octopuses. I went ahead and created a list just to fill up everything. I took all the items that were in my bins and filled them up here just to see. So the first goal is going to be just to get everything up to the top. So that way we're good, and then we're going to fill the bins. I do have some orders that I'm going to be packing. Someone ordered 3 of these brick trinket boxes. And then I had 2 different orders. One is for the small and medium Bigfoots in that wood oak, and another one in the wood oak is for the large. So I'm gonna be working on getting those out hopefully today. We'll see though, because of that reprint I'm gonna have to do, how it'll look. So yeah, that's where we're at for right now. Alright, it's Tuesday night, and I was looking over at the YouTube comments and I saw Yeet Luris, who made a comment about kind of how I do my pricing and how I would price some things. And I've had this question pop up a few times and figured, hey, why not go through the process with you guys so you guys can see how I price my items. So I'm about to go ahead and print some more T-Rexes just because I want to have a few more. So I'll bring you over to my computer and show you kind of how I came up with the $8 price tag that I sell them at. All right, so I've got the file up. I've
printed these T-Rexes many times, so I've kind of already got it staged as to how I have it. I've got the purge object that I have planned, and I have it planned for 4 T-Rexes. So the way I do the price is I always base the time on the P1S. I know technically the A1 would be a little bit slower, but this is just how I've done it. From here, I always make sure that the pricing for the product or for the filament, by default, it is set for $24.99. I've gotten my filament ranging anywhere from $11 to $25, so I just set it for a base price of $20. Sure, sometimes that'll end up costing me more if I'm doing the gradients or the tri silks that are a higher price, but this kind of gets my average. So I'll do a $20 there. From here, I actually remove the purge object, even though I will sell that for something just to get my pricing. I want to make it as accurate as I can, and then I will just slice it. I've played around with these numbers a few times, and I'm sure I could probably charge a little bit more. I know many people in the comments have commented that I could raise my prices a little bit, and I'm just slowly increasing my prices just as it necessitates. I've actually increased a few products higher. So if we look at this, this pops up. It says that we're using $4.25 worth of material, and it's going to take 11 hours and 19 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to pop up the calculator. I'm going to do 4.25, and I always multiply it by 3 times the material cost, and then I add the time associated with it. So we'll just go 11.25, and that puts it at $24. So from $24, I then divide it by the amount of products, and that puts it at $6. And so you're going to look at it and you're going to say, but Ryan, your pricing sheet says $8. Why aren't you matching that? Well, this is my baseline that I go on. So when I started selling this, I was selling it for that $6 price point, and they were selling really good. So I rose it to $7. Then I rose it to $8. And $8 seems to be the good price. They're still selling pretty decent. But that's kind of the pricing that I'm sticking at. It also makes it easy for me if I need to print an individual colored one, I can justify it a bit more for Etsy. Now, if I ever do get an Etsy order that is for a color, I will actually typically just print a batch because I do enough fairs and markets. I know I'll eventually sell it. I know it doesn't always work for everyone if you don't do as many markets as I do, but for me, that's how I've done it. All right, I'll pull up another example that I have. Okay, so this is a better example. With this one, there's only 4 items and 5 items. This is for my large size crystal wolves and my small size crystal wolves. So for these, let's just make sure these prices set for 20. All right, and we're gonna slice them. The more items I have on the plate, my math doesn't quite always line up. But like I said, that's my baseline. That's my minimum. That ensures that I'm always making 3 times my material cost profit. And I factored in my time into each print, at least the printer time. And sure, there's some electricity aspects, but I actually have only noticed that my electricity has gone up by about $5 per month. So it's barely anything where I am. All right, so we've got this here is for the largest 7.82. We'll do times 3 and plus 19. I'll just do 0.1. So that's 42.56. I'll divide it by 4. Okay, so this is 1064. So for these ones, this is the large size. I actually started at 11. Now I'm up to 12. and that's probably the price point I'm going to stay at. They sell so on the large size, but the smaller size I actually sell quite a bit. So let's take a look at it is for the small. So the small, we're at 550, 5.5 times 3 plus 14.5 divided by 5. So that's $6.20, and I sell them for $7. So as you're seeing, I tend to sell a little bit above what my math is for everything. But this seems like a really good starting point for me. That's how I've just always done it. It gets a little wonky if I'm dealing with, say, a large colored dragon that takes up the entire build plate. Then I kind of adjust it based off of what people are actually going to buy. But so far, I've been satisfied with it. I don't really have anyone that says that my prices are too high, and I've been happy with what I've come. Now, if I've noticed that I sell out of things too fast, like the unicorns, like the T-Rexes, I raise the prices, and I'll just gradually increase it. Just like my large dragons, I've increased the price by $5 now at this point, and I think now they're at a point to where I sell a few of them per event, unless it's a festival, and then the for the large dragons, and I think that's kind of good compared to the small ones I sell out of them. So I probably won't raise the prices anymore for those. But yeah, so this is kind of how I do my pricing. Let me know your thoughts. I love to get other people's feedback as to how you guys price yours. You know, what is there a rule of thumb that you do for yours? Is everything different for how you price it? Is my pricing structure completely different than yours? And I'd love to kind of get that feedback, because this is just kind of what I've figured out. I started off at only 2 times my material and realized I was grossly wrong on my pricing, and have gone up from there and kind of adjusted.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, and let's see what we got printing. So I'm still working on my mystery eggs. Currently up to about 10 of them, trying to get up to about 20 or 25 of them, just because I'll go through them. I'm kind of just going through some filament that I don't really care for, and I just mix them up halfway through. That way it's kind of a nice, interesting color combination. These definitely tend to be some of my bigger sellers whenever I do the markets. Over on the A1, I have some T-Rexes. When opted to go with a sunrise orange, which changes the colors it's going through. So I figured I'd do a little bit of a mix-up on my colors, because not everything has to be a standard, what you would typically expect the color. Not that T-Rexes were green to begin with, but you know what I mean. On the P1S, I have a batch of Parasaurs in the back, just to fill up some stock, as well as some spiders. And on my last printer, I have some small raptors on the left, and some Triceratops on the right that I'm currently making. Just making sure that we have plenty of stuff. We're starting to fill up pretty good out of the minis and whatnot. I did do some of these in a different color. Instead of the blue, I went with the yellow. Same with the dolphins, went with the yellow. And with the manta rays, I went with the light green. From here, I'm really just going to be stocking up. We're going to be doing some unicorns next, and then we're going to go with some more crystal wolves and some cowboy frogs, because those sell or some frogs, period, because those sell pretty good. I'm going to look at actually filling up this entire bin. And yeah, that's probably it for now as for what I'm looking to print. I know in just 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing 2 back-to-back festivals, so I'm just making sure my stock is good. And yeah, the one problem I'm running into, I shouldn't say a problem, it's a good thing, is I have a lot of the minis, and Cinderwing just released their Halloween batch, and I saw 3 or 4 of them that I kind of like. So, trying to decide if I want to expand some of those or how many minis are enough to have. I mean, a lot of people do like to grab, and they'll grab a few individual ones, and they're, a pretty good markup for me. I think when I ran it last time to print a batch of these, it was like $3 in material, and it has like 20 of them on the plate. And I sell them for $3 each, so you do that math. So, yeah, that's where we're at for now. That's where I'm at with my eggs. I'm still trying to figure out how I should do these eggs right here. So these ones are the little dragon scale eggs. I've always done them kind of like a pack an egg. And when I first did the pack and eggs, I did $25, and then the mystery eggs were $20. And they sold pretty good at $25. But the past 2 markets at $30, which is what I've increased it to, I'm not getting any hits whatsoever. So, I don't know. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit above because I can control the profit scale on the mystery eggs by making sure it only has the appropriate stuff in there from a profit standpoint. But I did like the concept of the mystery eggs, so I might try to do kind of an odd number, maybe like a 27 or 28 for the price, maybe because I hit 30, that kind of sent triggers to people. We'll see. For anyone who does eggs, how do you guys normally do them? Do you do, mystery eggs? Do you do the pack an egg like I do? Do you do, a dragon and an egg? I mean, a lot of people are interested always in the eggs, but I always want to make sure that I'm pricing it accordingly. Yeah, so I'd like to get feedback for that, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Thursday, and as you can see, I'm making pretty good progress on these mystery eggs. I think I'm going to print about maybe 5 more, which should get me to 20, or right around 20 eggs. That'll give me a pretty good batch for now, and then I'll have my kids work on packing them and wrapping them. As for the prints from yesterday, those Triceratops ended up finishing. I think they looked really good. This one gives me a Power Rangers vibe with the color scheme, and the Raptors finished, both of which turned out pretty good. The Parasaurus and the spiders. This one is a skull spider and a crystal spider. And last we have the T-Rex. This was printed in the Peachy Sunrise. As for prints that we have going on, I have a mystery egg printing in the burnt titanium color. Get pretty close to finishing up that. Over here, I have the crystal snakes that have finished. I noticed I was out of them, so I figured I'd stock up on a bunch. Now, one thing you'll notice is I'm back to the original textured plate. So before, I had swapped a couple months back to the bamboo cool plate, and this worked amazing, and I hadn't had any issues. But I started noticing recently that I was having some adhesion issues. Not all, but like kind of in this corner and such right over here. Anything that was getting stuck over there. Now, mind you, that's not just for this one, but for a few of my different printers. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I have actually been using these same plates for, probably a couple thousand hours each, and decided I would swap back over to the textured one just to see, and it's printing pretty good. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these ones. I prefer the other plates because they tend to typically do better, at least out of the box. But, yeah, I figured I'd swap it over just to confirm, and it's showing pretty good. So I did go ahead and order a new plate. The plate that I ordered was one of these BQ Cryo Grip plates. Those seem to be the ones that work the best for me. I really did like these ones, but I don't know. I feel like it wore out sooner than it should have. And maybe not. Maybe that's just me. Now, I do know I'm going to look into removing a little bit better because, or ways to remove the stuff a little bit better. Because if I don't crack them off, in the past I printed this blade to do it, but I feel like I may have been scratching the blade, or scratching the plate, and maybe that's what had gone on. I don't know. I'm curious, how often do you typically replace your plates? I mean, 1,500 hours, that's not too bad. I mean, it's only 25, 30 bucks to replace it. But yeah, just curious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As for the other items I'm printing, over here we have some unicorns just to build up my stock. And over here I have, which this had just finished, I have some more of those snakes. I went ahead and printed this in the Zero Rainbow Gradient filament. Zero has definitely become my preferred brand of filament, I think, which I haven't done one in a while. I think I'm going to look at doing a filament review video coming up. Let me know if you have any thoughts over what kinds of videos you'd like for me to make. I know I mostly do these vlog style, but I've done a couple of review videos in the past, and would like feedback. What would you guys like to see? I'm definitely for buying certain brands and giving a review. I have enough Zero to where I could do a review very easily and give my feedback. So let me know your thoughts. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, so one thing I like about Zero, at least from what I've seen, it transitions its colors very quickly. And I like to be able to see. If I'm going to do a gradient, I want to be able to see the gradient. And for this one, I can see, it's transitioned almost through the entire thing. I can see almost every color twice with the exception of the blue. Everything else I can see twice. That's great. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm making progress. Tomorrow I'll look at packing things up because we have our market on Saturday. Now this Saturday, they just finally put the neighborhood yard sale out. So we're going to actually do two things. My middle child is going to set up in the neighborhood to sell at the yard sale. Who knows what that'll end up being. There's a lot of kids in the neighborhood, but you never know. But she really wanted to do the yard sale versus that. So I'm going to set up something there. And then I'm going to take this over to the farmer's market that I normally go to. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know how we do between the two of them. Good morning. It's Friday, the day before the market. And as you can see, we finished packing all the mystery eggs. We also made some special mini mystery eggs that we're gonna do just for minis. See how those kind of do. And I just have 3 between these 2 and the one on the printer left to make, and then I'll be stocked up with 20 mystery eggs. As for our product, it's a little light right now, but that's because we split everything between 2 batches, since my daughter's going to be selling some stuff at the yard sale. But yeah, I also did realize that there is some minis like these turtles and dragons that I need to stock up on. I didn't realize we were so low, so that's what I'm printing over here on the A1. I just started just a few minutes ago. On the A1 mini, we have my last egg that has finished. And on this P1S, we have a rainbow snake that just finished. That's the last of the snakes I'm going to do for now. Just want to get my stock up. On my original P1S, Layers in Green just released a new flexible squirrel. And I'm going to get those printed, see how they do, and might add them to my list of stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. I'm about to pack this stuff up in a minute into my bin. It'll all fit into the one bin, which is what's really nice. And yeah, if I don't get back to you, I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is our setup at the Gastonia Farmers Market. All right, it's Saturday, and I'm back from the market. Overall, the market was it was decent. Started off really slow, no sales for the first hour and a half, and then we started to trickle in a few here and there. But then around 10:30 or so, it started to get pretty busy, and we ended up making pretty good. Overall, our sales were $312. That was $171 on card and $142 in cash. So not too bad for the farmers market that I go to. Actually, pretty good for the farmers market, just to be honest. As for the yard sale that my other daughter was trying to do, they didn't market it at all, and we had 0 people come through. So good thing I didn't cancel the market. So we get nothing from that, but it's all good. As for any orders, I am currently printing a custom cat dragon. It's got a unique color scheme. I'm going to be messaging the person to make sure it looks appropriate to them before I send it out. But yeah, so that's an order that we just got. I'm fulfilling, and I did get an order for a. They ordered a small brown Bigfoot, so I gotta fulfill that one. I won't be able to ship those out until Monday, but we're good for the week. As for our Etsy orders for the week, we had 6 orders for a total of $76. The big hitter we've had for this week have been these Bigfoots. They've been doing pretty good. I saw them in a few different sizes. We had, some individuals purchasing different sizes. In the past with them, we had one person purchase 20 of them. I mean, so it was pretty good. So yeah, that was $76 for 6 orders. So that puts our total for the week at $388. I think that's right. Yeah, $388 for the week. It's not a bad week. The market definitely fulfilled it pretty good. Next week I'm going to be doing the same market, so hopefully it'll keep up with that. I do know that pretty soon I'm going to be getting to the festivals, which will be pretty good. And yeah, so for anyone who did any markets this week, how was yours? How did yours go this weekend? And love to get feedback there. Oh, also, I'm going to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching it. I've now getting really close to getting monetized, and I wasn't actually expecting that whenever I was doing these videos. But the rate it's going, in a couple weeks, I'll get that. I did go ahead and because I did get accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, I did set up the membership. If anyone would like to support us, we appreciate it. I'll eventually look at doing something with it. For now, it's just got some custom icons, and some emotes for if I do some live shows, which I think I'll be doing some live shows now that I can do that for shopping now. And that's for the first tier. And the second tier, there's going to be a permanent discount at my store. So take a look at it. No worries as to whether you guys get it. I probably won't talk about it again, but figured I'd let you know I have it now. And thank you guys for watching my stuff. I really appreciate it. Well, that's probably it for today. Had a lot that we covered. I'd love to get feedback on, what you guys are thinking about things. How do you think I'm doing? How do you think the products that I'm doing? I do get a lot of compliments over the amount of products that I get. I'd love any feedback. How do you guys do your markets? What type of stuff do you guys sell? Any feedback I'd appreciate. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks.